Hey girl, if you're ready to treat your shelf, you're gonna love today's episode. Oh, these are totally styled behind me. Okay. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Laugh Cry DIY. Today on the channel, we are addressing one of the toughest issues facing our nation today, and that is empty, ugly shelves. Recently, a friend and awesome subscriber, Desiree, reached out to me asking how to style shelves in her home. She bought a new, beautiful shelving unit. She has no idea how to style them. She has a lot of space to fill. And this isn't something I talk about a lot, but I kind of suck at styling shelves. So to give us the tips we need to get the shelves we deserve, I wanted to bring on a very special guest to the channel. This is one of my best friends, one of my oldest friends, and the editor of Atomic Ranch magazine, which is an iconic mid-century architecture and design magazine. So please welcome my darling, my dearest, Jickie Torres. Welcome to the channel, Jickie. How are you feeling today?
Feeling really good. I have a tall order, but I think I'm gonna deliver for you guys.
So today, Jickie is here to help us style this beautiful shelf in her own beautiful home. She also owns 3 pugs. So here we have these beautiful blank shelves. So Jick, what are your kind of general thoughts on like what makes a good shelf?
Well, to me, there's a few key ingredients. Number 1, well edited. Make sure that as you're putting it together, you're thinking about what's really gonna look good. Number 2, keep it colorful. That's what makes things fun and what draws your eye to it.
Yes, and even if you have a neutral style, like the requester of this video, Desiree, you can still use color to kind of like create moments throughout the shelf.
Number 3, make it personal. I mean, the shelf shouldn't look like it came straight out of a West Elm catalog. It should tell the story of your life.
Yes, and everything we're gonna do here today, we're gonna show you, is everything that you can even find at the dollar store, things like books or plants or like interesting little vessels or objects you can like spray paint, whatever. So this is not anything that nobody else could be doing. So anyone can do it.
So we're gonna start with vessels, which are a really easy thing to get your hands on, and it's nice and big and it'll stand out onto your shelves.
Great. And this can start to establish the color theme if you want. So, Jickie, what if I just put these here side by side? Do you like it?
It could be better. So one easy shortcut to help make sure that your shelves will always look good is think about the rule of 3s. This looks great, but this looks better because that odd number just adds a little bit more interest and it's just more kind of compelling to the eye. Next up is books, because this is what we all have and this is what bookshelves are for.
And what's great about books is that they can be another way to establish your color scheme. And one clever hack is that you can take the books you have and wrap them all in the same color. You could even do them all white, you could do them all blue, whatever you want. Also, another way to make them look more cohesive is to take off their actual covers, because then the simple hardcover is there and that's usually more minimal and cute. Oh hey, wait a minute. I know this book. Is this Atomic Ranch Remodeled Marvels written by Miss Jickie Torres? Holy Jickie wrote this book, now released, and it features the world's most beautiful mid-century restorations. Buy it now. Jickie, what if I just put the remainder of the books like that? Don't you like that because it creates a little space between the two?
Let me show you how it could look better. So one of the things that we're trying to fight against with bookshelves are for them to look cluttered. And so a great way to cut that cluttered look is to organize things by size, which gives it just a little bit more of a tidy and organized appearance. And then don't forget your rule of 3s, giraffe Betty, and rocks I've collected from beaches around the world.
Wow. Hey guys, any tips for the bookshelves? Now, Jickie, I think this looks great, but I have noticed, why haven't you perfectly shoved that thing in, that book in?
Because this is not a catalog, this is my house, and I want it to look like slightly perfectly imperfect and just have it look less static.
I love that. When I worked at Godiva Chocolates 10 million years ago in the mall, the aesthetic was called elegant disarray, and that's when we would just effortlessly and elegantly sprinkle truffles across the case. Moving on.
So for visual interest, we're gonna lay these books here, also organized by color because we're trying to keep things nice and cohesive, but we're gonna lay them on their side just so it adds a little bit more variety and visual interest. And also don't forget your artful objects. Think about fun things. I mean, these could be things that you find at thrift stores. They could be vintage. They could be stuff from, personal trips and travels. These are ways to really express yourself in your bookshelf design.
Next up, you know it, you love it. We're gonna add a plant to the bookshelf. Somebody once said, if you want a happy life and if you want a happy home, put a living thing in each room. Wow, deep. But, Jickie, do you think it looks naked?
A little bit. So again, we're gonna follow our rule of thirds, and we're gonna add a photo because, again, if we're trying to make our bookshelf be personal expressions and represent ourselves, we've gotta have photos.
Yes.
And of course, something that everybody always has in their home, which is beautiful and sensory and lovely, a candle.
Now, one note about candles, we are often gifted candles, and half of the time the scent sucks. So it's actually really nice if you have a candle that has a very beautiful vessel, or that is in an interesting shape, or has beautiful packaging. It's a great way to put it here and let it serve a purpose without ever actually having to use it. All right, now we're on to shelf 5.
So a little often forgotten bookshelf styling tool, artwork. Sometimes you run out of walls to use, so why not use your bookshelf to style some great art? Also, legitimately, it provides a nice visual break so that not everything on your shelf is small and horizontal and little. Like a nice big bold piece of art is a really great way to break up your shelf styling. So I want this here and not way back here. So I'm gonna cheat with my handy dandy vintage bowl and just use that to prop it up in place. Don't forget your family photos. And we've chosen a frame that is colorful and textured and different, so that in and of itself is a little bit of an art piece.
And why not put the ashes of your ex-husband? Just kidding. And/or jar or vessel. Oh, but wait, even though we're doing the rule of 3, what if one of my subscribers hates the number 3? What are they gonna do? Can they have cute shelves?
You can still have cute shelves, but use 5, 7, 9. As long as it's an odd number. No, really, you just want something that feels like it adds a more rhythm to the space.
So here we have books, we have plants, we have vessels, we have artwork. We have another shelf here. Are we gonna put more books on it?
No, we're not. We're gonna do storage.
Not only storage, decorative storage. Now, Jickie, tell me the story behind these interesting pieces.
I actually just got it at Cost Plus World Market.
That's a fun story. Storage like this is great. Functional storage, super helpful. It adds a different kind of shape to the space. It takes up more volume in the space, especially if you have a lot of empty shelves. Put in a basket, put in a box. What do you keep in these?
My essential oils.
Essential oils. Clever and stylish. Anything else to put on them?
Well, because it's got to scream more me than it already does, I'm gonna add my little things that I collect, which are little vintage horses.
Oh, so cute. That's another great tip. Fun collections of things that you collect, or even just groupings of the same type of item, like a bunch of little vases, a bunch of little horses, or a bunch of baby doll heads. That is style.
So I'm just gonna add more books on this bookshelf because that's what we always have the most of. But I'm just gonna do something a little bit differently, and I'm gonna use my vintage book ends and display the books kind of in the center so that we continue to add variety to our bookshelf. Last but certainly not least, one of my favorite tricks for using your bookshelf to your best abilities, especially if you have alcoholic friends like I do, is to turn one of your areas into a dry bar. So we're gonna use a tray because trays are great at kind of organizing and corralling a bunch of different things. And all you need to make a great bar are your top shelf liquors, one non-alcoholic version because I can't be drinking right now. My favorite vintage bar glasses, Blendo from the 1950s, very mid-century, and top it off with just a little bouquet of flowers because why not?
Well, Jickie, I hoped that we could do it. I wasn't sure if we would be able to do it, but I think that we did it. I think we scientifically made the most beautiful bookshelf ever. So I hope you guys are sitting down. I hope you're ready because right now you're about to get hit with your big reveal. Well, friends, that was today's episode. Thank you so much to the amazing Jickie Torres for helping us go from blah to fabulous.
Blah to beautiful.
Yeah.
Lean on the bees, girl, lean on the bees. From drab to fab, lean on the rhymes.
I just want to say, Jickie is someone who taught me that all rooms should have a defined walkway. She taught me the word etagere, which is what this type of shelving is. And she can teach you so much more if you buy her book.
Atomic Ranch Remodeled Marbles.
Yes.
Understanding, planning, and designing your next mid-century transformation.
So until next time, guys, if you want to like, if you want to smash that subscribe, go ahead and smash that subscribe. And until next time, go buy Jickie's book. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.